Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Steven Spranger, the head football coach at Clare. How's it going?
Doing pretty well. How are you, Casey?
I'm doing well. So, I know the first games is in a couple of days or tomorrow. It's gonna be a fun day when you get back out there. But how has practice gone for you guys so far?
We've had a great camp. The guys are really bought in. They're excited. We have a great group of seniors that have really pushed our off-season workouts and the efforts and the camps and stuff like that. So we're excited about where we're at, and we're looking for a definite test on Friday with Freeland.
Yeah. All right, Lo. So let's talk about some of the guys that are going to be returning and some of the guys that are going to be ones to watch. And let's start with the skill positions and go from there.
Skill positions at quarterback, we're bringing back Jaden Arthur. He's a junior. He was kind of pushed into the starting role last year, week 3, because of an injury. And he was our JV quarterback at the time. And he really just went with it and took off. He's had a great summer. He's really improved his throwing mechanics. He's a runner. So we're looking forward to him keeping up on that progress and making tremendous strides. In the backfield, we're looking at Weston Bryant, who's a 4-year varsity player for us. He was second team running back, linebacker, and punter last year in our conference, which in our conference, having the likes of Gladwin in the year that they had, second team is pretty significant. And then on the outside, we bring back some returners as well. Ryan Rodenbow, who's a 3-year guy for us, Carter Smedley, another 3-year guy, and Ryan Lauch, who's just a dynamic athlete who's coming back for his second year for his junior season as well. So those are guys that we are looking forward to doing great things at the skill positions.
Yeah. So let's go to the offensive and defensive line.
The line is kind of where we feel that we're going to have our greatest strength. We're starting 4 seniors up front this year. Miles Haggart, who was a starter at offensive line as a freshman and sophomore, and he was the quarterback that got hurt last year. He moved back there just out of necessity. So he's moving back to his traditional position of offensive line. And then Levi Onweller, Holden Hollingshead, and Jake Punches are all coming back this year. And then our right tackle is going to be a junior who we're really excited about in Dawson Babcock. And then on the defensive line, a lot of those same guys. So we'll have a decent rotation there. So we're excited about their potential as well.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the linebackers and secondary.
Linebackers and secondary, our back 7 is probably one of the fastest groups that we've had. Our linebackers, like I mentioned already, Weston Bryant, he's a 4-year guy for us. Holden Hollingshead is going to be the man in the middle, and then a new junior for us is Aiden Van Bon, and we're super excited about his potential as well. And then in the back half, a lot of the same skill guys that I mentioned with Rodenbow, Smedley, and Lauch, and then also with Jacob Halachek as well. So we're excited.
Special teams.
Special teams, we actually are bringing back a kicker who was shut down last year for injury. He's coming back from a surgery, but he's got the potential, really anything 40 yards and in. We feel pretty confident with him making the kick. So he's a guy that we're excited. He's one that is looking to get back on the field after missing a majority of last season.
All right. Well, we talked about the kids. Now let's talk about the schedule. And I know it's going to be a fun one for sure. Of course, going up against a really, really tough Freeland team to start off the season on the 25th. And I'll just run this down. Of course, August 31st, week 2 will be home against Pickening. September 8th at Beaverton. September 15th, home against Gladwin. September 22nd at Harrison. September 29th, home against Okemos. October 6th, home against Sanford Meridian. October 13th, home against Shepherd. And then finishing out the regular season, October 20th at Petoskey. So pretty good schedule. I know the Jack Pine Conference is always always a good one. And of course, it's anytime you're going up against a defending state champion, it's going to be it's going to be battle.
Yeah, definitely. Starting off with Freeland, I mean, Kevin Townsend has got, extremely well coached team. They're bringing a huge team
Yeah.
into Brookwood coming up week 1, and then obviously Sam Talega. He's a you can see why he's a D1 recruit.
Yeah.
So we're excited for that challenge, and then like you mentioned, Gladwin. In our opinion, they're the ones that they're the first time we've ever had Jack Pine defending state champ. So obviously they're extremely well coached. Mark Jarsifer and Cody Emiot have done a great job over there. And they may be saying that they've lost a lot, but a lot of those guys that are returning basically got a half season in the playoffs of tremendous competition and tremendous practices and stuff like that. And they've been going up against that tremendous class that they had. So yeah, they're going to be a difficult game on our schedule as well. And we're excited for our last game. It'll be the first time we've ever gone up to Petoskey. We'd like to do these types of different trips. And they probably have one of the nicest facilities in the Midwest. And they're bringing a lot back as well. So yeah, we're going to have our work cut out for us. But like I mentioned, we're excited about where we're at, and hopefully we can continue on that same trajectory.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so coming in, so what do you guys feel like you need to do to get the win against Freeland coming up this week?
So obviously, I mean, we're gonna have to limit turnovers. We got to sustain drives. With their type of offense, they like to ground and pound and beat you up and hang on to the ball. So making sure that we're sustaining our drives and finishing in the end zone is the big thing. And turnovers will be the name of the game. And it's going to be a fun battle at the offensive and defensive line.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck this season.
I appreciate it, Casey. Thanks for having me.